Hi guys. In this video, I want to talk to you about atheism. Okay, and I don't want to sort of talk about it from a dogmatic sort of belief point of view. Okay, I don't want to tell you what to believe. I don't want to challenge your beliefs. I just want to approach this question as a historian. Okay, from a historian point of view, what is atheism? Okay, and I think you'll find this video really interesting, because I will have some really surprising things to say. So, atheism. Okay, first of all, I think you'll be really surprised to know that there are several atheisms. Okay, it's not just one. Okay, we kind of have a tendency to think. I mean, in ancient Greece, like a guy who did not believe in uh, Zeus, he was an atheist. Like in our own day and age, you don't believe in the Christian God, you're an atheist. uh, in the kind of Middle Ages, there were some Arabic sort of scholars who challenged the Quran. They were atheists. Sort of a guy who did not believe in sort of Japanese Amaterasu in the Middle Ages. He was an atheist. Just kind of, it's kind of curious how we think that there are different religions, but atheism is all one, and that's not the case. Okay, because you cannot think of atheism as something existing apart from the religious tradition which preceded it. Okay, so it's a purely negative teaching based on rejecting an existing doctrine, and if the doctrine is different, then the negation of that doctrine is also different. You know, um, so different cultures with their different religions produce different atheisms. Okay, and now I want to give you a couple of examples, and I think they will be fascinating. So I think it's kind of going to blow your mind, but in the Indian culture, once the kind of classical Hinduist religion exhausted itself, there came atheism in the form of Buddhism. So I know this perhaps sounds shocking, but Buddhism is a form of atheism. Like it's not a religion. Like tell me what something about the Buddha's God. Okay, where's God in there? There is no God. It's atheism. Buddhism, it's this social teaching, purely kind of socialist, you can say, which was just trying to give consolation to people, you know who lived in India at that time. It's a social teaching with absolutely no God in it, uh, and it came after classical Hinduism came to an end. Okay, what about kind of classical world? Greece and Rome. Okay, so once the ancient Greek religion exhausted itself, what was the atheism which came to replace it? It was Epicurean. Excuse me. Epicureanism came to replace classical Greek religion. Okay, so it was a famous teaching, just based on kind of uh, trying to limit suffering. Okay, and there was absolutely no God in it. So the teaching of Epicurus, Epicureanism, became the ancient Greek atheism. Then there was kind of cynicism and similar teachings, but they came after. So that's atheism of the classical world, Epicureanism. Now, interesting question. What about our own, Western culture? What is our atheism? So once kind of, Christianity, so once it passed through sort of the late Protestant stage, the atheism we got is socialism. Okay, so socialism was the Western form of atheism. That's really Marx was, you can say, the first sort of systematic, atheist of the Western culture. So, uh, atheism it's not a unified phenomenon. Okay, each culture has its own atheism. So Buddhism, socialism, Epicureanism. These are three particular examples.